So it's been a while and a lot's happened. So it's ironic that the reason I haven't been vlogging is because so much has been going on. And I've been putting off talking about it. I've been saying there's stuff I couldn't talk about in the last vlogs and in recent vlogs, I should say, and I can't sleep videos. I've mentioned stuff going on that I can't talk about. And so, I don't feel comfortable really just talking too much about it, but because it's not entirely my business, but I do want to get this out because there are things coming up that I really want to vlog that are fun, and I can't skip over this part of my year's story, I guess, and just move on to other things. It wouldn't be genuine, and it wouldn't be what I want this vlog to be. I want it to be a record of my 2023. So, other than the thing I couldn't talk about, there's other stuff that's been going on. A lot's been going on, but I'm going to try to be brief. This is going to be a short, very short vlog. So, the big thing I couldn't talk about was, and I may still have to cut this if he's not comfortable with me talking about it, but Matt's dad got sick, and it just everything, it was chaos. Like, plans got postponed. That's it, because it just kind of like that was the focus of our household, I guess. Everybody was concerned about it, and Matt didn't want to make that public, what they were dealing with, but he had cancer. It was terminal, and he did pass away, and we had the funeral. So I think it's okay for me to talk about it now, but that's really that. That's all I'm really gonna say about that. Just so you know, that happened, and it was a big thing. It was a very big thing in people's lives, and not something that I really wanted to turn into content. It was a personal, private thing for Matt's family, and it deeply affected everyone living here, but just in our day-to-day lives and emotionally. But so that happened. Not to make light of it, but that happened. And then let's see, the other big thing just happened Friday, which I need to make note of. And that's that I got laid off on Friday, just out of nowhere. The company I worked for, business has been down by 19% over the past year. They were hoping it was going to bounce back this quarter, but it did not. And so for the first time in their history, they're having to do layoffs. And lucky me, I was one of the chosen ones. So, it's interesting though. It's because, and that story is not over. This is a crazy story. So I got laid off on Friday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's the company I worked for in the same building is another company that's under the same umbrella company. So as soon as I got laid off and that meeting was over, I got a severance check and all that good stuff, promises of glowing recommendations were secured, but, I had another idea. Even as I'm in this meeting getting laid off, and this I think speaks so much to how far I've come in the past year, that it didn't devastate me. I just took it in, and I'm thinking of ways out of this. So as soon as I get out of that meeting, I walk next door and talk to the guy I know who runs the other company under the same umbrella company, drop my severance folder down on the desk and just ask them if they're hiring. 4 hours later, I was employed again. So I was only unemployed for 4 hours. And thinking about that experience, what it illustrates for me, it's a year or so, a little over a year ago, I was begging people to interview me. I couldn't get an interview. And, it took so many people pulling strings to just get someone to even give me an interview. And, on paper, I didn't look good at all because of all the time all the years I'd spent as my mom's caretaker, otherwise unemployed, I should say. And then Lyft driver doesn't really do much for the resume. And that was a little over a year ago. And then Friday, I had people, when I was laid off, I had people jumping through hoops to find a way to get me hired, and not just to get me hired, but to get me working for them by Monday morning. So it's like I never lost my job. And I just feel like I've come so far. So losing my job on Friday turned out to be a tremendously positive experience for me. Like a sort of a life-affirming experience because of what it led to. And, today was day 2 of the new job, and it's going really well. I think, actually in a better place for it. I wasn't particularly unhappy at the job I was at. It's a job, I really liked my coworkers. I really miss my coworkers. But the thing is, I worked with, crossover episodes, 2 companies under the same umbrella company in the same building. I worked with some of the people almost all of them really, who I'm working with now, before. So there's a continuity to these 2 jobs and these 2 casts of coworkers, if you will. So it's been an easy transition, and I think I think it's I feel like I got the long end of the stick in this deal, and that's just, a little over a year ago, I was ready to end my life. Things were so bad. And if I'd been in that state of mind on Friday, I would have just been devastated and hopeless all over again. Instead, I'm just like, all right, I'm going to leave this guy's office and go next door to another guy's office and waste no time and see if I can get a job with that company, that subdivision of the umbrella company. So it's like they threw me out the front door and I crawled in the window like Fred Flintstone's cat. who was only ever in the opening credits or closing credits, whatever, as I remember. I don't know. Anyway, so I mean, those are the two really big things that have happened since the last time I vlogged. And I've been holding off talking about Matt's dad, which is why I haven't vlogged. Because I didn't want to vlog until I talked about that at some level. But anyway, so now I'm, Molly and I are working on some projects and trying to find a time to get together. She's got some new cover art for me for a short story that's coming out this year called In Wine Lies the Truth, which is a sequel to An Unexpected Snow. You don't have to read An Unexpected Snow to enjoy this story, though. It's technically a sequel. It has the same protagonist. And his horse. But, yeah, I can't wait to see that, and we're working on some other stuff. We're gonna do I've got a new Metronome short story that I want to come out this year, that we're probably gonna talk about when we get together, so, maybe this time I'll remember to vlog my meeting with Molly, but yeah, I've got other stuff. Tomorrow I'm gonna go see the Barbie movie with some friends, which is weird. Like, that's the thing. I never would have gone to see the Barbie movie on my own. I never would have said, hey, you want to go see the Barbie movie? And that's precisely why I accepted the invitation. Because it's something that doesn't hurt me or anyone else, and I never would have otherwise done it, so it's an experience I wouldn't have had. So I'm going to go see the Barbie movie with a couple of friends tomorrow. And that'll probably be the next vlog. So until then, brief vlog accomplished, and I'll talk to y'all next time.